The world mourns the loss of both the princess and the world's most famous Catholic nun.
That's right. Our team coverage begins with Fox 8 News reporter John O'Day, who tells us about
Here in Cleveland, Bishop Anthony Pilla remembered the nun as a woman of compassion, love, and strength. In fact, he says her life was a true lesson in love and says the world is mourning both her death and the death of Princess Diana.
You have two almost opposite. Here you have a poor, simple nun living in poverty. You have a very famous, glamorous public figure. But both of them, why is the world lamenting the loss of both of them? For both of them, it was their concern for the underprivileged and the needy.
The bishop also dedicated today's 5:10 Mass in honor of Mother Teresa. Clevelanders were, of course, terribly saddened to hear about the passing of Mother Teresa.
Fox 8 News reporter Dave Summers has been gathering reaction from folks outside St. John.
An incredible person. The House of Representatives also stopped for a moment of silence in her memory. Again, Mother Teresa has died at the age of 87. The Catholic nun became a world-famous figure for her lifelong work serving and caring for the poor and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. Cleveland Bishop Anthony Pilla called her life a lesson in love. No funeral arrangements have yet been announced.
Preparations in London continue for the funeral of Princess Diana. Hundreds of thousands of mourners watched silently as Princess Diana's casket was moved from St. James Palace to Kensington Palace in preparation for tomorrow's funeral. Kensington was Diana's London home and is the starting point for tomorrow's funeral procession. It will take her body from there to Westminster Abbey for the funeral service.
She was said to be the most photographed woman in the world, and today these last pictures ever taken of Princess Diana were released to the world. They document the last hours of her life, dining at the Ritz Hotel in Paris with her new romantic interest, Dodi Fayed. Continuing our live team coverage, remembering Princess Diana, is Fox 8 News anchor Dick Ross.
That's right. Dick, where did these tapes come from and why were they put out today, the day before Diana's funeral?
Well, they come from the Ritz Hotel in Paris, from the security cameras there. The hotel is owned by Dodi Fayed's father. The Fayed family is starting its own investigation and is going to use these tapes to counter some of the many things that have been reported this week. As Diana, Dodi, and their bodyguards pull up to the Ritz Saturday night, a flashbulb goes off. The paparazzi know where they are. The princess is followed in the door by a guard, then Dodi, and finally the only man to survive the crash, Trevor Rees-Jones. As an inside camera picks up Diana and Dodi going to a private suite for dinner, it also shows their driver, Henri Paul, coming the other way. He's walking steadily now. No evidence yet he's as drunk as tests show he was at the time of the crash.
Henri Paul did not have any appearance of being overexcited and drunk as a pig, a quotation which incidentally appears again in the Evening Standard this evening.
Just after midnight, after dinner, Dodi and Diana emerge and relate their concerns about the paparazzi to a security guard.
This is the discussion concerning the paparazzi, the motorcycles, the reckless driving that had taken place by the paparazzi on the drive, both from Le Bourget to the Champs-Élysées and obviously the drive immediately preceding their visit to the Ritz.
For sure, there is a crowd outside the front of the hotel, so the princess and Fayed go to the back door and see if the coast is clear. Their driver is with them, not seeming to show signs of being 4 times over the legal limit.
Given that Mr. Paul died a violent death with extensive internal injuries, the possibility of contamination of the blood is a real one and must be seriously considered.
As Paul, Diana, Dodi, and Trevor Rees-Jones get into the car, there's virtually no one else in sight. After they pull out, the crowd in front of the Ritz realizes they have left, and the photographers hop on their motorcycles and begin the chase. Fayed's family has also confirmed Dodi Fayed did give Diana a $200,000 ring at that dinner. She gave him a gold cigar cutter engraved with love from Diana and a pair of cufflinks that Diana had been given by her father. And Tim and Stephanie, there was another gift that Diana never saw, a silver plaque that Dodi Fayed had engraved with a poem that he had written to Princess Diana. That silver plaque was waiting for her at his apartment in Paris, an apartment which, of course, they never reached. That silver plaque may now be placed in Diana's coffin.
So eerie, looking at those the video of their last few moments. Amazing. All right, Dick Russ, thank you.
Thanks, Dick. For the first time since Diana's tragic crash, the royal family is speaking out. Queen Elizabeth returned to Buckingham Palace for Diana's funeral tomorrow. In a rare televised address, she expressed grief over the loss of her son's former wife and mother of her grandsons.
We have all felt those emotions in these last few days. So what I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself. She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her two boys.
This was the Queen's first live TV address in 40 years. And as the Queen spoke to her people, the world watched and listened.
As our team coverage continues, Fox 8 News reporter Lori Taylor says we Clevelanders were no exception. Lori, how did people here react toward Her Majesty's speech?
Well, there was an interesting mix of opinion where we were at Pete and Dewey's near Gateway. Her Royal Highness definitely made an impression on people, although not all were favorably impressed by what she had to say. The Queen appeared to the world at exactly 1 o'clock our time, and she spoke for about 3 minutes. She offered something of an explanation as to why it took the royal family so long to publicly express its grief, claiming we've all been trying in our different ways to cope, that it's not easy to express a sense of loss.
I don't think that it was really from the heart. I really think it was part of just something that had to be done.
I felt that she was under a great deal of pressure to say something, and she just came forth with as a kind of a statement as she could possibly make. I don't believe it was truly sincere.
I found the Queen to be in a very awkward position. I mean, I think that she's got an obligation to speak out on something that's of world significance like this, and I'm sure she had some mixed emotions.
Really, it looked like something they needed to do. I did notice that her parting remark was that they were going to miss her very much. I thought that looked sincere.
I just am surprised at her lack of seemingly feelings for the whole thing. It was very rehearsed. You could see her reading the cue cards, her eyes going back and forth.
And it doesn't look like there's a lot of remorse there for her as far as the way she felt about the princess.
The Queen also took time to walk amongst her subjects and to speak with them. Although she might have appeared cold and unfeeling to some of us watching here in the States, one analyst familiar with Great Britain and its reaction to the royal family says the British will most likely be more understanding of Her Majesty's aloofness as she greets the crowd because they know that's how she really is.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot said about this. All right, Lori, thank you.
Well, she might have been better off referring to notes and not reading off a teleprompter, but the truth is that she was in a no-win situation with the British press.
I think you're right.
All right, thanks, Lori. The Queen Mother had lots more to say about Princess Diana. We'll have the Queen's full speech later in our news hour.
What a scene it was today. Diana. People pressing against crowd barriers wept as they watched the young princess accept flowers. Charles gulped several times and William's eyes looked moist. One woman in the crowd says Charles told her, quote, "We appreciate you coming. We appreciate all the flowers. We are very touched." Another mourner says Prince William thanked him and smiled.
Again, more than 2 billion people all over the world are expected to watch the funeral. Fox 8 News will have live coverage starting at 2:30 Saturday morning. The procession is scheduled to start at 11 a.m. London time. That's 6 a.m. here. We'll have all the preparations and we'll continue our live coverage until the funeral is complete. We also have a special show dedicated to Princess Diana. Farewell to a Princess airs tonight from 8 to 9. The show will be hosted by Fox News anchors Britt Hume and Catherine Cryer. The show is a special look at the life and death of Princess Diana.
Turning to other news.